Hello, using my resting glasses because not feeling very well now. But um, I want to talk about something I think people need to talk about, and that is what the USA is doing to its international stand in the world. Sorry for not looking directly into the camera, but sometimes it's really hard because of my eye problem. It's the only reason I don't have a script. I don't have absolutely nothing. I'm just standing up or standing here in this place in this corner, until I have a proper space to make my videos. Now, I think the USA is underestimating what it is doing to the stand and the power and the might of the country in the world. Because basically, after World War II, Americans and Russians divided Europe. Simple as that. I don't care if you don't like to listen to me saying this. I really don't care about your opinions. But this is what technically happened. And if you say it was not the Russians, it was the Soviets, you don't know what the hell the USSR was, and you do not know what the hell Russia was, and now still is. Okay? I am a little biased about this, because my German family was originally from East Prussia. They were Germans, Catholics. My grandfather's mother came from there, and then I have a pretty pretty let's just say I have a lot of bloodlines coming from Germany into Portugal, with the French in the middle and whatever. But I am basically Portuguese, but I had a very German education with my grandfather and also with my mother. Okay, it's pretty much a part of my life. But as I was saying, they pretty much divided Europe. And right now, what is happening is that the USA, with that horde of mad people in charge, they are trying to leave their responsibilities in with this infantile idea that they will keep the benefits. And what they are doing, what they are doing in practice, in real life, you understand what I'm trying to say. Sometimes words miss me, but you have to understand English is not my first language, okay? It's about the fourth language or fourth or third language I learned in my life, being the first Portuguese, German also, since I age 4 German, I think, or 3 or something like that, and then French, Spanish, English, Italian, all mixed, and a couple more. But we're not here to talk about me, okay? But the USA thinks their allies will keep buying their underpair products. American products today are not good, really not. They're not trustworthy. If I want to buy a car, I buy a European car or I buy an Asian car. I like, for example, I like Korean cars. They're good. They're practical. I also like Japanese cars. I like Italian cars. I have a Fiat Panda, an excellent car. And people, I know some people used to say Fiat was no good. Yes, there was a time the Fiat brand was not that good. About I'm near 50. Okay, getting fucking old. But I remember when we have an expression here that about the Fiat cars, that is Fiat ne vige vou que acontece. This basically means it translates into literally trust in the Virgin and you'll see what happens to you in the Madonna in Mary. But it translates to the way we say Fiat here, which is Fiat also, or Fiat. Okay, but European cars are great. And you can get them repaired. You can get pieces, parts. everywhere. If my car was to broken, if my car, for example, breaks down in one of my trips to South France, where I like to go, I like to go around in the roads and talk with friends and whatever. I know there is always a place where I can fix my car, and that parts will be there already or in hours. So, and American cars, look, my father, our family owned two bakeries, and we did our own delivery. And American cars, they drank gasoline or diesel like a man filled with thirst in the middle of the desert. They consume too much. They are hard to repair. They have these non-practical mechanics. And I'm being honest. I'm not a mechanical, but it's true. American cars are never very good. American motorcycles, they're good. I can tell you that. No, yes. I also rode motorcycles, and I like American motorcycles because they are more sturdy, more, you know, American and Japanese. I also like the Japanese ones, but the Americans are more they're better. But going on, what the USA is doing with all of this is making Europe buy and sell and cooperate more with China, Asia, and South America. I have this feeling the US has forgotten that two of the languages and cultures in Europe are Portuguese and Spanish. Spanish, all of South America, but Brazil that speaks Portuguese. And if you undermine, if you despise this simple fact, you are either dumb here or completely and utterly insane. And you also forget that all of them speak English. With English, you can pretty much get yourself understood everywhere. And if you know a few words of Portuguese and Spanish, you can get around anywhere. They are forgetting all these little interactions, and they are forgetting of how many countries in the world would like to see the USA burn. You are forgetting all of this. And I know you say, oh, it's security reasons, too much immigration. You regulate it. Do your job. Do your job. Stop blaming it on President A, B, C, or D. Do your job. We also have immigration here. And we also have issues. And we are also dealing with them. But you lot, you say, I don't like you. Go away. Oh, I'm going to go into the border with my 6 shooters and shoot all them boys. Are you fucking insane, man? You must be fucking insane to think like that. What you need to do is do your job. Is to regulate the entry of people, allow people to work, and then if there is no work, for example, for seasonal workers, then you inspect that they leave the country and you give them rights. But if you do not give rights to your own workers, why would you give it to foreigners? But yet you think everything will be the same. Newsflash, it won't. In Europe, people are already boycotting American products. And Europeans, let's just say we hate easily. And far right, it's growing in Portugal, for example. It's growing in Spain, in France, in Italy, in Germany, but it's a different far right. It's a far right that associates themselves. Right now, as we speak, there is a far right congress or meeting or whatever you call them happening right now here in one of the most tolerant countries in Europe. Why? You tell me? You're smarter than me, right, Mr. Trump? You know what they are doing, Americans? They are stealing your money, they are stealing your future, and more important than that, and I would be seriously worried about that, they are destroying the future of your children. What you are doing right now, all this screaming, all this mega hats party, all this that you are doing, you are just doing one thing. You are destroying the future of your children. You're not protecting them, you're destroying it. Because you are not addressing the issues, you are pushing it back and blaming on the other one. And this is the same thing as I tell my far right friends here. Because I have friends everywhere. In the far left, in the far right, I don't care. As long as they don't speak politics with me, and sometimes we speak and we argue civilly, but we argue. And I am not a leftist. Not at all. Not at all. You want to put me somewhere, call me a free thinker and a logical person. Because I only believe in one thing in this life, and that is logic. And I don't talk about my religious convictions because I think I do not have to. They are mine, my personal convictions, and I do not have to talk about it. I was raised Catholic and pagan German also. My education was Catholic. I went to Sunday school. I sometimes go to church. Why not? I like it. I like to go. I like to pray. I like to have that moment of peace. And I also like to go into the woods and repeat rituals that were taught to me by family members. I do no harm to anyone. No. But if I was you Americans, I would. Sorry, I'm sick, okay? I would reflect upon that and then maybe do some soul searching and see what you can do to get yourself out of that hole you're in with a madman spewing decrees like he was announcing, I don't know, car sales in an empty car lot because everyone has left and you are left speaking alone. I would, if I was you. See ya.